What's up, fellow journeyers? So what do you do if you like to get out, or maybe you're dreaming of RVing, or maybe you love the outdoors, or maybe you want to go places, do things, I don't like to use the word risk, but maybe you don't see eye to eye, or you view things a little differently as far as getting out and doing things as your significant other. Because one of my favorite conversations, we do meetups and we maybe talk to people who've just gotten on the road and they're super excited. I like to ask the question, so who was more excited about getting on the road? You or your significant other? Or it's interesting to hear these conversations because it does work out sometimes where both were super excited to get on the road, but it seems like it happens quite a bit, where maybe just one or the other was excited to get on the road. And maybe you've got a lot of the same questions, and that's what today's about. It's actually our anniversary. So 8 years, Marissa and I have been together. We have a trip planned for today that we want to share with you guys, but along the way we want to talk about, where did we come from? How did we feel when this all started? Who talked who into doing this, and what was required of that? And do we regret it? Does our marriage grow stronger as a result of RV living full time? Or is it like, if you saw the 2 recent videos with the truck and with the RV we attempted to buy, or is this just a lot of stress that we feel like we would be better off without?
If I've learned anything over the 11 years we've been together.
That's a long time.
It is a long time.
8 years of marriage.
8 years of marriage, 3 years of dating.
2 years too long in my opinion. But
yeah, you wanted to get married as
ready.
Soon as we met.
Yeah.
But it took me a little longer.
It was a lot, not just like the day.
It was 6 months.
12, we'll say 12.
No, you started talking about it at 6 months.
Whatever. Anyways,
I remember.
That's enough. Moving on.
I was freaked out. But I will say, I have learned that Nathan Moss does not do anything ordinary. I mean, it's just not ever been that way. Obviously, look at our lifestyle now. I should have known something crazy was in store for us, but it doesn't matter if he's renting a room or what it is. Like, it is always out of the ordinary. Did you see this?
What we got?
Hensley made us an anniversary card. Happy anniversary, Mom and Dad. And she even wrote us a poem. Mom loves me. I love you. You're stuck in my love, and God sent you from up above.
Oh, that's good.
She made that up.
Wow.
That's really good. It's kind of like you have to cipher it, but she told me what it said. I can say.
Cool. Love you. Thank you for the card. Reminiscing here a little bit. This is our old road for the house we lived in before we sold it and bought our first RV to live in it. Man, it seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
I know.
Hopefully this doesn't look too creepy and she doesn't see us. Yeah. That's our old house. We have made it to our spot. It is definitely a little bit of a trek to get back here. I don't know, it seems like a lot of the stuff I ask you to do with me, you agree, and then later on you're like, why did I agree to do that? But I guess I'm a little more open to new ideas, I guess. Would that be the right way to say it?
I know a lot of times I love change, but I also love to stay in my little box. So like, change within my box. Not too much change too fast. I like to dwell on things. I like to think about it.
But when it comes to RVing and your significant other and trying to figure out, well, how did we balance this? I really want to get out, and do new things, exciting things, but maybe they're not as gung-ho about it. If I say, hey, let's go spend our anniversary in a tent, she's gonna be like, no. But if I say, let's spend our anniversary in a glamping tent that has a waterfall
He won
right
me
behind
over
it.
at Waterfall.
Yeah. Miller's Falls. We're in Tracy City, Tennessee. Yeah, I found this, and I go, Marissa will not go for that. And then I read there's a waterfall, and I said she may go for that.
Waterfall. I remember when I learned what boondocking was, And I thought, why would you want to do that? Why would anybody want to camp without water, electricity? How's that even work? So I think definitely grown over the years. Now I love boondocking because of the reward. It's just some of the most beautiful places. So I wasn't as scared to not have those amenities here, but you do get a stove.
So propane. We are probably going to eat out and be bad, is my guess. But we will use that for coffee possibly.
You do get some filtered water, so we got filtered water here. And you get a composting toilet.
Yeah.
Nothing says romance like the composting toilet. Yeah, when I read that you could hear the waterfall while you sleep at night. So yeah, let's do that. Let's try that.
So we got a waterfall here, and it sort of cascades down, farther down through here. Definitely right out our back door here. So I think if you with RVing, for instance, if your significant other, you mention RVing, they're like, no way, no way. Sort of like if I just mentioned, hey, let's go camp in a tent, she'd be like, no way. But then I said, what if that tent is at the top of a waterfall? With RVing, we've got videos of this stuff. What if the RV was on the beach? What if the RV was at a glacier? What if the RV had wildlife, which that might not be good. Maybe wildlife scares them to death. You have to use your own discretion, but it's not about the RV. It's about what you do with the RV. This isn't about a tent. It's about where you're at with the tent.
Where you can go, what you can do. And it's not even about living in an RV as well. Like you might just want to go on family adventures and go camping on the weekends. And I have a friend who said, I hate camping. Why would I ever want to not go sleep in my house? But the reward was family time. And then they got their parents camping because they knew they could go spend time with their grandkids if they were camping. So even though none of them started out loving camping, they just wanted the family memories.
So I woke up this morning, and I've done this before in an RV, but I've woken up before and I'm like, where am I? I mean, I know that I'm in my RV, in my bed, with my family, whatever, but I'm like, where am I? What is that noise? What are these smells? What are these sounds? That happened this morning. I woke up and I'm like, where am I? What is that? Why is there a tent above my head? Why do I hear this water sound? This is still crazy to me. So yeah, there's where we're staying. You can walk out on the deck. You can see the waterfall. And there's the waterfall. This is just a crazy Pacific Northwest type atmosphere back here. You're getting the layers of moss and all the low growth everywhere. But so last night, which yesterday was our official anniversary. First of all, we went and got a pizza, ate way more than we should have, and then walked down here behind the falls and we renewed our vows. We talk about with our channel, like I'm the, I'm the logic, I'm the editing, I'm the technology side of it, and she's more the emotional side of it. She loves working with the comments and getting to know people and reaching, and I like getting to know people too. I think I'm just more of an in-person, get to know person a lot as well. So I am in the comments and I am responding and I am interacting, but she's doing that like almost on a full-time basis. So that's her thing, and she likes that. That gives her energy. But we both talked about how we're different. But she thanked me for that last night. She said, you know what, like, I wouldn't be where I am without you, and I wouldn't be where I am without her. And so I told Marissa, without you, I would have a very well-organized, well-laid-out, well-planned, strategically as close to perfect as possible, boring life. So she has helped me step outside of that, get to know the emotional side of a lot of things, and I'm thankful for that. And I think as we get mad with our significant others sometimes, or maybe as we think about, man, if I did decide to go RVing with this person, would we kill each other? Yeah, you might. And there are days where you feel like that. But as you keep going, as you get stronger, because we said, look, we would not have, 5 years ago, we would not have been standing behind the waterfall renewing our vows. I'm gonna trek back up, see if my girl's awake. We got a pretty cool day planned today. So we brought very little food or drinks, but we did bring our kettle for coffee. And then this is cool. I've never seen one of these. It's called a rocket stove. Apparently you put the wood in here, and I guess that's maybe where you can clean it out when you need to or whatever, and then it heats this surface up, and you can also, you know, some of the smoke and stuff comes out, you can also put a pot out here on top of that if you want to. Pretty much all we brought food-wise. That's a big thing, ibuprofen. Is ibuprofen one of the food groups now, babe?
It is when you're getting older. Doesn't get much better than this.
How'd you sleep last night?
The bed is not bad, actually.
No,
So
the temperature was great.
Yeah.
At one point she did say, Nathan, I hear breathing outside of our tent.
I
But,
thought I did.
I don't think. Well,
Nathan
we saw
said it was just a mouse, but
yeah. Well, we saw signs of a mouse and not signs of a. What did you think was out there? Grizzly or?
I'm just telling you, maybe it's a heavy breathing mouse. Then
Could have been a heavy breathing mouse, possible. So
I think
no question there was a mouse around last night. But that's. I mean, you can't. I want to be in nature in a glamping tent, but I don't want, you know,
it's
any
part
bugs
of the
or rodents.
experience.
So it is part of the experience, and I'm proud of.
I'm just a really light sleeper, and you all know how, if you've seen our videos before, how I have had traumatic experiences with mice. So
He didn't.
I'm a little nervous,
Yeah.
Nelly, on it.
How did I sucker you into RVing? Like, how did that go down?
Obviously, for me, it was I wanted more family time and adventure. So it was the perfect combination of those two things. And we had just had Hensley when Nathan approached me with the idea, because we originally started looking at just downsizing our house. How could we live small?
Well, she wanted to stay home from work, and I did the numbers, said, look, we can live off my income alone if we downsize the house. Like, here's the numbers. And then that's essentially what happened. I said, well, did you know that people are downsizing their house to live in an RV?
Our two desires met, essentially. And I've always loved traveling. I mean, both of us have a heart for travel and exploring new places, and we love nature and hiking, and so it was just a great combination of the two. So I guess just find what motivates you, what sparks that fire, because sometimes RV life it's difficult, it's challenging, it's not the most glamorous, there's a lot of sacrifices, but you just got to find that motivator.
You ready for this, babe?
I'm so ready. We have not done a lot of hiking lately.
Any would be more accurate.
0.
This trail, what'd you say was top?
It's one of the top in Tennessee and even one of the top in the country.
Right, what, top 41 in the country or something on somebody's
it's
list
like
or something like that. So top 50.
Fiery gizzard?
Yeah, I don't know. Are we going through fire?
I don't think so.
Is there a gizzard? Like, what's a gizzard?
Like a turkey gizzard? I don't know.
Is there going to be a fiery turkey? Anyways, I don't know what's going to happen on this trail. I do know.
I know there's waterfalls, some rocks, scramble stuff. It's going to be a long hike, which means we get to eat a lot later.
That's ultimately, yeah, you look for that one thing that keeps you moving no matter what, and that's usually, for us on hikes, that's what it is. Now, I do know we checked the weather yesterday, and there was like a 20% chance of rain from 12 to 2. Today, it's changed to like 60% chance all day.
The rain follows us.
One of the things we've talked about is that RVing or living in a small space at all probably like magnifies your relationship. So I think this really has magnified our relationship, which was good, but it's gotten better over time. Even like the last 2 videos you watched, you probably thought we might be we might be done or something after trying to get that RV and the truck problems and all that, but it's magnified it. So I don't advise, you know, if you're really struggling, saying, hey, let's live in a really tiny space and see if it makes it better, because it won't. But if it's already good, and this is kind of a sell for maybe getting the other person on board, if you say, hey, our relationship's good, but let's make it better. I think travel can definitely do that.
Time is just very precious, and I don't think we'll ever regret the time that we've spent together and the memories we've made. I mean, you can't put a value on that.
We're gonna be looking like drowned rats, babe. Look at this, this is awesome. So usually there's a bridge you can cross right here. The bridge is out. Some of the storm damage apparently took that out. So we get to cross some logs, looks like. So that'll be fun. All right, you ready? Let me go first?
Yeah, you go first.
This is a mess. There you go. This is probably a little muddier than what we expected.
It's pure mud.
This rock's pretty good here. Oh, never mind, it moves. Officially gone from a light drizzle to, I'm gonna call it complete downpour. We'll get there. I think we were halfway to the halfway point. This is it. This is what we hobbled up here for, so. That's clearer than I thought it'd be. That's beautiful, check that out.
Yeah, we got this all to ourselves.
Oh yeah, nobody else is coming up here today, I bet. This is pretty awesome.
This is awesome. It's so pretty.
Look at this over here. Wow. Wow. Wow, it's awesome over there too. This is crazy. It's pretty awesome. So now that we stopped for a few minutes, we realized we were both freezing cold. So we may literally, we'll never run 5 miles in a row. We may do some running on the way back, just to get back.
And warm up.
Just all kinds of things wrong with how that went. Like, I'm hurting in places I didn't know I could hurt. I'm hurting in my hip, even like my knee, my ankles, my toes.
We went 10.5 miles.
Yeah, like 5. We still did it in 5.5 hours, I think. So
Yeah. It was just a little more tricky with the rain and the mud, and the rocks were a little slippery, but I had a good time still. Did you have a good time?
I had the last hour of pain was, I've been okay without that last hour, but other than that, yes. So,
I think it's good to go through challenges together, and
yeah, together's better than alone for sure.
I mean, obviously we have our words with each other, probably a lot.
We had some words today.
We don't always see eye to eye, but I think it's good that we at least listen to the other person and weigh their opinion and options. And I think that's really helped us through this lifestyle. It's just, even when things get wrong, even when you are getting drenched and life is just pouring down on you, it's about like communication.
So that's it for today. If you want to check out another video with maybe like a cool place where we renewed our vows, I know we did that in Banff. We'll link to that at the end. The video is really about Banff, not about our vows, but it's in there. So if you want to check that out, head there. Until next time, we'll catch you guys later.